And welcome back to the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Storm, coming to you live from Long Island City, New York. It's about 8:06 local time, 5:06 out on the West Coast. Man, I'm exhausted. I got in last night at about 12:30. Which is kind of unfortunate because anyway, they're a top three team to win at every World Cup. And they have a really good roster, probably the best that they have had in a while. But again, this FIFA scandal, I'm going to tell you about that. Between FIFA and Tom Brady, who should just really fess up and honestly just stop lying. It's ridiculous at this point. And especially with the election on Friday, ESPN hasn't really covered the election of FIFA. Because, let's be honest, soccer is irrelevant in the United States right now. I mean, it's growing. It's growing with each World Cup, and it's growing depending on the progress that the U.S. It depends how far the U.S. goes in the World Cup. If they go really far, then following the World Cup, there are going to be more fans because they see, UAB bringing their college football program back only after 6 months. And then my final topic here, I think it's hilarious. For me, I travel a lot for my job, and I go through the airports constantly on a weekly basis. I mean, this week I'm in New York. I come back home Saturday, and then I get to go to D.C., i.e. home, on Monday, next Monday, and I'm there for the week. And then after that, I come home that Saturday, and then I leave. Actually, I come back that Friday, then leave Sunday for Florida for 2 weeks. So it's a little hectic this month. I think I'm going to only be in Portland, 5 days. But I think I've been in enough airports and to punch 3 people in the face. which sometimes I've thought about it. I'm sure everyone else has. I'm going to tell you the 3 types of people I would punch in the face at the airport if it involved no jail time whatsoever. Granted, I don't want to go to jail. I think it's, don't want to go. But I'll tell you the 3 types of people that would make me punch in the face. And maybe, a night in jail. I don't know. For the record, I'm kidding about the jail time. But anyway, let's talk about some NBA talk. I mean, you have Golden State, who destroyed the Rockets in the Western Conference Finals. The Rockets, coming off a great 7-game series with the LA Clippers, they just played. The first 2 games were really good. I think it was down to the wire. Houston could have won both of those games. And what you're finally seeing now, at least if you were watching the Western Conference, what's helped them a lot this season, and it's been overshadowed for the most part of the playoffs until that point. Their defense is phenomenal. I'd say, they have the best defense in the league. They have a really good player, Steph Curry, who plays defense really well, unlike Harden, who hardly plays defense. You have Andrew Bogut, who is the healthiest he's probably been in about 6 years, and he is playing great as well. Harrison Barnes is finally developing a little bit more here. When he was playing at North Carolina, we knew that he was going to be a superstar in the NBA, but now Steve Kerr kind of put him in a different stratosphere. Klay Thompson, of course, is the big question. He's out with a concussion right now. We'll see if he plays Game 1. Honestly, they did. It looks like it did cut out for a second, so I'll repeat it again. So for me, at least for Atlanta, what they didn't have, and again, they had a really good starting 5. I'd say arguably the best starting 5 in basketball from 1 to 5. But what it mattered most is who's going to be that guy to take the shot. Was it going to be Jeff Teague? Was it going to be Korver before he got injured? Was it going to be Horford inside, who could shoot the mid-range a little bit? Was going to be DeMarre Carroll, who was also injured as well. Who is it going to be taking the shot in the Eastern Conference Finals? And I think the game, I believe it was Game 3, where he just carried that team. I think it was 37 points, 18 rebounds, 13 assists, some ridiculous stat line. You're starting to realize that LeBron is carrying this team on his back to the finals. And, based off that performance alone, everyone's starting to compare this team to the 2007 Cleveland Cavaliers team that got swept by the Spurs in the NBA Finals. You can honestly make some comparisons to it, because right now, the way Cleveland is structured, LeBron is by far the best player, let's be honest. But after that, who's their number 2? Kyrie Irving, we'll see if he's healthy. A healthy Kyrie Irving, obviously, no question, the second best player. Kyrie Irving? Yeah, right. Anderson Varejao of 2007. His hairstyle hasn't changed, but that's about it. Timothy Mozgov, he's a great player Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's helped out on the rebounds, and him and Tristan Thompson are two of the fiercest guys and some of the baddest guys on the block, getting those boards. But they're not scorers necessarily. I mean, you see stat lines with Tristan Thompson that mirror Dennis Rodman. I mean, he doesn't get any points, but he gets 20 rebounds a game, which helps. But the most points does win. That being said, again, Klay Thompson being out, Kyrie a little shaky, he's probably injured, and most players are injured at this point. But how, some way, it gets to 7 games. I don't know how. I think one of these games, or maybe 2, I think J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert are just going to absolutely shoot the ball, absolutely lights out some of these games. And this is an opportunity for J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert to really show what type of players they are. I mean, we know the best backcourt, arguably the best backcourt in the league right now, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. They're the best shooters. And for Smith and Shumpert, they're capable. I'm going to say this. They are capable of keeping up shooting-wise. But there are nights, and this is what we mostly expect from them, there are nights when they probably go 3 of 21 combined from the field, and they shouldn't be having the basketball in their hands at all. But that's what Cleveland has to work with. Iguodala have a couple minutes on. We're going to probably have Livingston probably play a couple minutes because of his length. He's 6. So that, and I mean, I could probably see him putting up at least 25, 30 points. To 100. I think it's going to be more in the maybe 90s range. I think it's probably going to be 98, 90, 98, 90, in that range. And I think Golden State is going to have to play lock defense. So that's, again, my final pick. I do think that Golden State's far and away the best team in the NBA. So I'm just going to pick them in 7. Other NBA news here, Fred Hoiberg from Iowa State. It's essentially a done deal. He's going to Chicago. Now, of course, what does that mean for Chicago?